Welcome back to another episode of Ramble on Movie Reviews. I am Vlad St. Valentine. Sitting next to me is the host with the Ramoses, Mr. Caidan Ramos.
How you doing?
Man, I'm excellent. We had a good time tonight. Made some good food. We watched a fairly good movie that I'm a mixed bag with it. I started to want to praise it, but at the same time, I started to draw back. Part of me just couldn't get it out completely.
It's an entertaining movie. I wouldn't pay more than the 99 cents that we did.
Oh yeah, Amazon was selling it for 99 cents. Like you can rent it for $5 or buy it for 99 cents. I'm like, I'll own this movie that's got a horribly sacrilegious scene in it. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable. That's the one community we're not allowed. Where it's okay to just exceptionally say things that are horribly offensive about, right? Do things that are horribly offensive to that group. It's okay. Everyone else would be sensitive about, but as long as it's Christians because they've been in charge for so long, fuck them, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I signed that petition.
I know you did. But you know what? I never signed the fuck Satanist petition, and I never will.
You should. We're fun in bed.
No thanks. I saw Basic Instinct. I know you guys hang out with ice picks and shit, man. And I'm not gonna be able to stop while one's riding me too. He's some hot goth chick with like, I just stab me. It's fine.
You end up like Laszlo. He goes has unfinished business that he needs to just finish his last orgasm.
Forgot all about that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I look, man, I'm the token Christian on the channel here, so I can still take exception with a girl having a whole conversation with Jesus about how she doesn't need him, then taking the cross off the wall and snap it over her knee. Because, like, I have a feeling that this little girl was a mouthpiece for the writer in a lot of ways and their own fucking arrogance. Because there was nothing redeeming about the kid ever. She never learns lessons or any comeuppance whatsoever. And in the end, whenever she's like has like that, tells her brother, "I'm sorry," like it's not enough. It doesn't feel like it's an earned sin. And that's the problem with the whole movie is that you have a lot of fun watching this movie, but ultimately it hinges on this main girl, Mimi, this little girl as the main character, and you fucking hate her. And you don't stop fucking hating her ever. Like the way she abuses her brother and the way her parents are raising her, I'm like, you guys are raising a fucking sociopath. And she truly was a sociopath. And like, at any given time, I was just like waiting for her brother just to grab her by the pigtails and just yank her down like she was doing a horse collar tackle.
Yeah, it was. This movie, while entertaining as it was, it just I wouldn't want to watch it again because it's just
that level of frustrating.
And it was a movie that was too clever for itself and tried too hard.
Yeah, that it did a little bit. It was definitely like and a lot of it worked. I mean, there was a lot of the clever lines worked, and we giggled along with it. But some of it, you're like, all right, dude, just calm the fuck down a little bit. You're up your own ass just a little bit. But look, man, if you're obviously a very smart person, you're obviously good at writing stories. You wrote a very fun, entertaining story using practical effects. That's the best part of this was the practical effects and the makeup were just a joy to watch. Every time Psycho Goreman was on screen or any of the other aliens or monsters were on screen, I was having a blast and enjoying myself. Like
it reminded you of the Power Rangers fights.
It reminded me of like the alien action movies from the 80s and stuff, which is again what they're going for. But again, I felt that nostalgia trip. I loved it. I had a great time watching it. I like the Rich Evans cameo. I enjoyed the whole bit, man. But Mimi, the little girl character, we get to what happens in this movie. We've just been complaining about it from the kid. So this little sociopath and her brother are playing Calvin ball out in the back of their house. And the loser has to like be buried alive. And so like, not a joke, like, ha ha ha. Like, no, they cut to the little boy lost. So he's like digging his own damn grave while the little girl is taunting him. Like, she is a fucking psycho.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And they come across a casket with a gem in it, and she just presses buttons and gets it out because she's the best, I guess. I don't fucking know. I mean, she'll tell you she's the best. She does
she's the heckin' best.
The heckin' best, and frig the rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
anyway, the stone she gets awakens this evil being that's all powerful and has destroyed universes. But he was defeated and entombed, and the little Jim can control him. And she names him Psycho Goreman. Because that's about the best scene in the movie as far as her being tolerable. But she beats up on her brother, who's actually like a head taller than her and probably outweighs her by a good like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
To which like I eventually stopped feeling sorry for him at one point in time and just found him pathetic. But like the example he has for a father is pretty fucking pathetic too.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, guys. I'm not going to try and come out like I'm not the one for toxic masculinity. I was definitely the weird, like freaky kid in high school and the social outcast and like totally raged against the jock types, even though I did play football. Like I'm not that guy, but I do have a certain abhorration for weak people. Like in the manner of like, I just can't stand people who just let themselves get like trampled over like that, just to the point of like, just fucking stand up for yourself for fuck's sake. And the husband and the brother, both in the show, were just fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you guys have never had an ounce of testosterone pump through your veins once, have you? I'm just kidding. No, they were weak-willed. Everything was a fucking, the dad especially couldn't do anything physical without, hurting himself or having issues and crying about it. Like, and every piece of advice was terrible. And that was part of the joke. I get it. I get that was part of the joke. But like, and again, I know that all this is part of the movie, but I just have such a natural cringe reaction to like weakness like that. I don't know why.
It's bad parenting overall. Like it's
bad parenting overall. And then the boy just like his sister just punches the shit out of him, beats him up all the time. And again, younger, smaller, lighter weight. I don't care that it's a boy and a girl. It's a matter of weight class, and weight class is a thing for a reason. Deck that chick one time. Just saying. She's your sister. She'll get over it. Your family, but she's going to keep treating you like shit. Matter of fact, early on in the movie, they're like asking their parents if monsters are real. They go to the little boy's room. It's like, is monsters real? And dad's like, well, I think humans are the real monsters. So yeah, buddy. And the mom's like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. No, monsters aren't real. Your dad's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Because he can't say a damn word without her contradicting him. And at first I was kind of annoyed with her. But then I realized, oh, he's just an asshole and a moron. So you got it. I mean, they play the mom off like the bad guy, but I kind of related to her more than anybody else in this film.
Yeah. They went opposite directions on normally the parent trope there.
Again, but none of the people who were the good guys had anything redeeming about them at all.
No.
The only people who had anything sympathetic to say were all the people who were portrayed as the bad guys in this film, which again, it could be something you were trying to do. Again, the bad guy, like the happy moment in the end, it's like the part where you're waving off at Harry and the Hendersons, Hendersons are waving away at Harry and John Lithgow's going, go, you stupid animal. Instead, it's him going through a portal and destroying another city. And they're like, oh, and I get it. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be tongue in cheek. I understand all that. But like, I just don't think at some point in times, like, I don't know that this was just satire. I think maybe the morality of the person who wrote this is just kind of fucked.
It's possible.
It's like sometimes I watch Bob's Burgers and like the lesson, I'm like, that's the lesson. That's what you're going forward with. How about you discipline your fucking kids, Bob? And that's how I felt in this. It's like, no, discipline your damn children. Like seriously.
Yeah, there's some
nut up, woman, man up, whatever up, just up and do something. Fuck.
Yeah, there were definitely some moments in Bob's Burgers where Luis probably should have gotten hit more than once.
Yes. Yeah. Take those bunny ears off and smack her with it like Gilligan's hat. Like at the very least, I'm not advocating for child abuse, but I'm advocating for cartoon child abuse. And this chick from Psycho Goreman. I've never met a more nasty, abhorrent, disgusting, vile little creature since Draco Malfoy. But at least Draco Malfoy got punched in the face by Hermione Granger once.
And
nothing happens to this chick.
He changed the tune after that too, mostly.
Yeah, I don't think he ever said
in front of people.
He never said the MB word again, did he?
No.
I didn't hear it.
No, he was okay with them in private, but when he was showing off in front of the celebrities, yeah, it was still the same.
So yeah, I mean, even Drag Queen Malfoy was more tolerable than fucking Mimi Siku. That's a character from Jungle to Jungle. That's a deep cut there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Means cat piss, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about. And this is the problem. You're like probably going, we got you guys. She's supposed to be that obnoxious. Obviously, she's supposed to be obnoxious. You just don't get it. That's why she was so, why did you think she was so fucking over the top? She's not supposed to be taken seriously. We get it. It's distracting from the film and it made it unenjoyable. She's that obnoxious. You went overboard with it. Like I'm not saying don't make her a bitch or obnoxious. Just turn her down take her down from 11 to a 9. That's it, man. You can still have her cranked up, but like the neighbors are playing, they're banging on the walls. Just turn down a little bit. That's all. Just a little bit. Do you like the Gygax reference right off the bat? So the old D&D nerd reference there. Again, this is part of the whole being too clever for itself, but at the same time, like still making you titter a little bit. So
yeah, like I said, it got chuckles. It was entertaining for what it was, but I wouldn't pay more than the 99 cents we paid for it. I probably won't watch it again.
Which is a shame because I do want to watch all the special effects and stuff with him again. If I can get a super cut without Mimi in it, I will totally watch this film a lot. I don't know how you do that, but I'm going to need Mimi and Luke and the dad all just cut right the fuck on out of this movie.
You just need the behind the scenes stuff for them in the makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be like that.
Psycho Goreman sitting in the chair for like 5 hours doing all that makeup.
I was going to say it's like that Apocalypse Now documentary that's like more famous. Heart of Darkness. It's almost more famous than the movie at this point. I'm going to make my own Heart of Darkness about Psycho Goreman.
Psycho Goreman just sitting there in the chair. Yeah, I studied at Oxford.
I'm a trained thespian and just so beneath me. But next week I've booked a leading role in Come Sluts 9, which I think will do very well for my exposure. Yeah, the makeup. And here's the thing about Mimi. We bagged on her, but the actress is great. All of this is very well acted. All of it's well done. It looks great. The effects are, there's not a CGI effect to be seen. It's all practical with makeup and costumes and rubber monsters. And it's fucking awesome. And the little girl playing Mimi is spot on. She's like, her mannerisms, the obnoxiousness, her mugging. She is playing this thing. Like the little boy Luke is playing this real. And she's playing this like she's in, a cartoon, but it works. Mm-hmm. Especially the dynamic together with one of them playing more over the top and one of them playing more realistic, especially since he's supposed to be the more sympathetic one.
Yeah.
The acting is great. The way it's set out is great. I'm just saying the character herself is so irredeemably obnoxious and shitty and never comes around to behaving herself or like coming around to maybe considering the fact she's not a piece of shit. I mean, yes, they do the I'm sorry at the end where she kind of knocks it out, but too little too late at that point for me. Like I was like, not really. You don't seem sorry to me. You didn't apologize when you're like everything was on the line. You just sang a song about how fucking great you are, and your dad and your brother sang along with it because they're a bunch of fucking bitches who succumb to every single one of your whims and needs because they have no fucking spine whatsoever.
Yeah, she's a master manipulator.
Oh yeah, yeah. This movie could be a textbook in like emotional abuse and mental abuse in like in a relationship. But from a daughter to parents and to her brother. Like she is mentally abusing everyone in her family. Mm-hmm. Like she was Louise, but like it's no longer cute. Now it's like dangerous and she needs to see a therapist. I'm just saying at some point in time, that girl's going to start picking up Johns and killing them in hotel bathrooms.
Mm-hmm. That's how Spiral starts out, actually.
I have like 6 notes about how the parents are just the fucking worst. And then she has a crush on a little boy. And as he's like wanting to leave, she commands Psycho Goreman to like make him want to stay. All in full view of him, right? Like the kid's right there. It's not like she's making a wish in secret. Like, no, he can hear her planning to take away his free will. And then Psycho Goreman somehow interprets that wish into turning him into a giant brain with eyes. Like just a giant brain monster with eyes. That's how the fucking kid stays the entire movie. There's even a point where he's like sad. She's like, do you think I'll ever be normal again? And little girl Mimi's like, no, but I don't. Like, she's okay with this. Like, she's talking about, like, I'm going to marry him at some point in time, but she has no problem just leaving him as a brain forever. She's got no emotional attachment to anything or anyone. Matter of fact, credits roll over fucking brain kid and his parents eating dinner while he's still a fucking brain.
Yeah. Just like, oh, okay, our kid's a brain now? Cool.
It did have, again, all the stuff with Psycho Goreman without the little girl in it was fine. It was just her abrasive attitude to the point of being irredeemably evil is distracting, to say the least. And like by the end of this, that's my last note. Is like there's nothing redeeming about that girl. She's going to have a slew of ex-husbands and children that she mentally abuses for her own attention, to the point where they can't stand her and probably repeat the cycle themselves. And again, ultimately, she is going to fail miserably because no one will put up with her or tolerate her. And unless she becomes an entrepreneur of some sort, which I don't think she will, because every idea she had, she just told her brother to make up for her. So unless she continues to manipulate or abuse her brother forever and just rides off his genius and sucks all the money up, again, she'll probably end up not being able to cope with her failures because she thinks she's the greatest and becoming that call girl who kills Johns, so she can exert a little bit of power over other people.
I think if we had gotten this as a series and we gotten this attitude stretched out over 12 to 16 episodes, it would have been okay. Just cramming it all into an hour and a half or less.
I don't think I could have taken her for fucking 12 episodes. You would have had to have a transition by episode 3. I would have been out. Or something to show some humanity in her at all. I know. I'm out on her. I'm out on that character. There's nothing human about her at all. Like, again, we didn't get to it, but like opening scene, they're asking their parents about monsters or whatever. And Mimi goes, well, Dad, if there are monsters, make sure they kill Luke, my brother, first, not me. It's like, he's like, well, okay, honey. Like, no, don't indulge that sociopath fucking behavior. What's wrong with you people? Ugh. Everyone in this movie was disgusting. The makeup effects were cool, though.
The makeup effects and the green screen effects were fun.
Yeah, visually, this was a fun movie to watch. It was a lot of fun to watch. The jokes were the funniest ones in the trailers. And that's before he gets turned to Brain Kid, Alistair going, it's nice to meet you. He's like, it's better if you're dead. Okay. Best line in the movie. That was it. That was right there. You guys saw that. Yeah, the more I'm thinking about this, I know I enjoyed it, but I know I enjoyed watching the visuals. And I enjoyed watching Psycho Goreman being over the top with stuff. And it was kind of funny anytime he went on he'd have like a memory or flashback and they'd show like these epic space things. They'd start getting into it. The little Mimi was like, yeah, boring. I don't want to hear that. Which was only funny in that they were setting up this giant thing and then they just cut it off and didn't use it in the movie. It's like, all right, that's pretty funny. But now I have to get cut off from this cool thing to go listen to her just be a complete sea bag, which is what happened every time. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in this episode of Ramble on Movie Reviews. Yeah, like I said, do go see it, but yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah, I'm not your daddy. It's worth seeing once. It's a lot of fun, but if you want to skip past Mimi being a complete bitch, do so. But if you like practical effects and movie makeup, it's a lot of fun. And the jokes are about 60-40. Not bad. I was entertained and chuckled through most of it.
Yeah, they're good. They're good trope jokes.
You know, I only flipped off the screen once because I was so offended by something. But, you know, that happens occasionally. See, I don't want things I'm offended by removed from television and film. I think that's perfectly acceptable for them to put that in there. I'm just allowed to bitch about it and call them assholes for doing it. That's how that works. Okay? Me bitching about it does not mean it shouldn't exist. Matter of fact, I'm proud and happy that they are in a place they feel comfortable about doing that because they could not have done that probably 70 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In the 50s, they would have been burned at the stake as heretics. I'm glad they can. But, you know, at the same time, as a Christian, fuck you guys. So, you know, that's the trade-off there. All right. Anything else?
No, I got nothing else for this.
All right, man. Say your mother for me.
I'm not making it to my deathbed. Once I get to a point where I can't physically move on my own, then yeah, I'm going out early.
Will you reconsider if mechs are at least a couple years away? Like maybe just a couple years of not being ambulatory, just so you can possibly get a mech.
As long as I'm on the waiting list, yes.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, if you start showing signs, let me know so I can at least start trying to work on my own mech designs. Because if it's up to me, I'm at least going to try to make you a mech suit. Hopefully, one that doesn't like stab you in half, like the beginning of like was it Iron Man that happened in? Oh God. Oh.
Yeah. No, you don't build the whole suit. You just build the bottom half.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. That's what Rhodey learned.
And then go back in time, and we can give them to FDR, and y'all can be like a superhero fighting force team.
You just need to get tanned.
I tan nicely, thank you very much. Which is surprising for how much like English and Scottish is in me.
Yeah.
You know, I would say it's a little bit of Spaniard, but they didn't find any Spaniard in me. That's my mom's biological father is Suarez, Spain. So I don't know. The closest I got was I found his family back to the Canary Islands, and that's, you know, off the coast of Senegal. And I got this like 1% Senegal. So
maybe that's it.
That's where my flavor comes from.
That's why you know how to use spices.
That's why I know how to use spices. That 1% of Senegalese.
Yeah.
Senegalism. Senegalian. I don't know, man. I'm only 1%. I don't know how to say anything, right? I know nothing about Senegal. I should probably learn, right? Or at least 1% about it.
Yeah.
I learned how to spell it. I think that's 1%.